Often you'll find yourself sitting at the client's kitchen table and they'll come out with a comment like, well, the other agent we had in last night said they'll do it for less. It doesn't matter where I go, there's always somebody who's willing to do it for less. What they don't realize is this strategy is a slow path out of the business. I don't know who invented full fees. I don't know who came up with the concept. It was in the market and in the business long before I got here. But the one thing I can tell you about 6% is 6% works. It works where you are and it works where I am. In fact, it works everywhere. Now, it doesn't just work. It's an exceptional structure that allows you the revenue that's necessary to invest in your business today to attract tomorrow's clients. Now, 5% in many markets will allow you to get by. But I promise you, once you go south of 5%, anything less than that, you're going to have to start eliminating services. And when you eliminate services, you draw less attention to the seller's house. And when that happens, ultimately at the end of the day, you could end up selling it for less. And that's not where the seller wants to be. I can't stress to you enough how important it is that you believe this, you speak from a point of conviction. I meet agents all the time that say, nobody will sign up for 6%. Well, with that attitude, they're absolutely right. If you say you can do something, you will do it. And if you say you can't, absolutely you won't. Either way, you will be right. If you say you can, you can. And if you say you can't, you can't. Either way, you'll be right. If you've already agreed it can't be done, then I agree with you, it won't be done. But this is up to you. And if you can build a business model that when people sit down at the table with you and they look at everything you do, they go, oh my goodness, I had a guy in last night, he was less money, but he didn't do anything like this. Now they've got an issue, not you. Because at some point in their mind, they're looking at somebody who charges less but virtually does nothing. And on the other hand, you charge more but you do a lot. And then that becomes the problem. They need to take a look at what you're doing and see a lot of value. Now remember, if what you're doing is exactly the same as everybody else, the only thing you have left to compete on is commissions. So you have to constantly strive to build a better experience for your clients. Now, the WIMP agent dialogue has been around forever. The client says, the other agent will do it for less. And my response to them right off the bat is, well, if that salesperson is that weak at protecting their paycheck, how strong will they be at negotiating the sale price of your house? You can't afford to have somebody that can't demonstrate some basic skills when it comes to negotiating the sale of your house or their paycheck. Wouldn't you agree? Now, first class or coach. Have you ever flown business class on an airplane? You get on the plane first, you get the best service, you get great meals, premium drinks. You're pampered for the entire flight. Given the choice between flying first class or coach, which would you choose? You see, when you work with me, I'm a first class agent. When you work with that person who cuts their commissions, you're working with a coach agent. At the end of the day, you get what you pay for. Now, the list to sell comparison is a great one. Person said the other agent will do it for less. And I might respond with, well, let me ask you this. What if I could prove to you beyond a shadow of a doubt that I could put more money in your pocket, say at 6% than the other agent could at 4%? Would you still want to list it with them at 4% versus me at 6%? And they're going to look at you confused and I'm going to say, hold on for a sec. Let's pretend for a sec. Take the word commission out of it. At the end of the day, if you paid me 6% and you paid them 4%, and when the dust is settled, you had more money with me than you did with them, would it not make sense to go with me? And they say, well, yes, but I don't think that's going to happen. I say, well, let me show you something. When I do, I think it's going to make all the difference in the world. Let's pretend for this example, the client's house is worth $300,000. And I would say to them, I have a 98% list to sell ratio. The average agent in the board has a 94% list to sell ratio. So that means you could pay me 2% more, get all the services that I bring to the relationship, and still be 2% further ahead. And mathematically, that means I get 6%, I have the fee structure that's necessary to support my model, and they're going to be 2% further ahead, or another $6,000 by doing business with me versus going with the agent that's cheaper. Now, the Rolex close. A watch can do so much more than just tell time. A Rolex and Timex both do exactly the same thing. They're designed to tell time, but they are worlds apart. A Timex sells for $69, and a President's Edition Rolex sells for $29,000. Some things in life are designed with extraordinary attention to detail, a proven track record of excellence, and a history of exceptional quality. So at the end of the day, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, In life, you get what you pay for. Would you rather hire a Timex or would you rather have a Rolex?